Alright guys, for some reason we are not getting sound and that is not good. We'll get that fixed up right away, so that is not a problem for you guys. And then once that is fixed, guys, we'll be right into the match. Apologize. There we go. Sound is good for you guys. We're into the match. And let me double check the overlay, and it looks like the overlay looks good on my glance. If you guys see anything wrong, you guys see any issues, do let me know as soon as possible so I can get it resolved. We are going to be underway into the match. Thank you so much for your patience. We're going to be starting the day, the round of 128 for the ESL Overwatch Cup, for Go4 ESL Overwatch Cup number 7. We'll be starting with the introductions, and of course the defense is going to be the first team. Over here for the defense, we have Hex is going to be picking up a Symmetra. We have Malseum going to be picking up a Soldier. Benny, who looks like to be the team captain, going to be picking up a trusty Reinhardt. Riskin going to be picking up a Mercy. We have a Junkrat over here for Exxon, and it looks like Flashdoor is going to be picking up a Zarya. Over here for the offense, we have Musashi is going to be picking up a Lucio. We have Fantasy going to be picking up a Reaper. We have Luki going to be picking up a Mercy. Blizip going to be picking up his Pharah. We have Reinhardt for Mr. Poland, and then Swoosh going to be picking up the Genji. So we'll see if he can swoosh over the defensive team. If it doesn't go so well for him, we'll find out. He's going to be going for a side flank. I like good decision making here from him. And let's see if he's going to go ahead and go for an access onto Secret, and that's going to be the case. So we'll go ahead and resume with the rest of his team as they're going to be on the point and pushing out. Fair landing a direct onto Junkrat, doing a lot of damage. Looking onto Lucio, as Lucio did get caught up on that trap and ends up falling to Benny as he throws out a fire strike across him, dealing a fair bit of damage. That's what you want to do. Combo it up, call it out. And we'll see what the offense looks to do here. Fantasy going to be pushing up into the choke point. Interesting decision here from the offense, but Genji did end up going down. Actually, I didn't miss that. He ends up dying to the Soldier in the background, so he did attempt that flank via Secret. Didn't end up working for him. So the offense is going to have to find another look here and figure out what they want to do. Looks like going to find that sentry. Won't be able to see the other one, of course, but going to be going for these rockets onto the Soldier. Taking out the Soldier would be huge, allow him to get a lot of space to do a lot of damage, but there's going to be an aggressive push coming out from the defense. This Junkrat and Zarya doing some damage. Blizip taking a little bit, but he is going to go ahead and get back off and pocket it up. Meanwhile, the rest of the defense seems to be stabilizing. Benny is the only weak one right now. He's at low HP, but he will get healed up. Meanwhile, Poland goes down to Hexus, and Fantasy gets brought up from a sliver of HP. And the payload hasn't moved anywhere yet through the choke point. And actually, Fantasy is going to get stunned up here by the spike trap. We'll have to use the Wraith Form. Now going to take some more damage. Actually, Earthshatter's going to come out. That's a defensive initiation and a counter Earthshatter from Mr. Poland. There's a Resurrection coming out from the side of the offense, and that Reptile, unfortunately, landing after the Resurrection had gone off in a way so that it didn't kill the targets getting resurrected. So who's going to be popping out that Dragon Blade, doing some damage so far. Double kill. He makes it a triple kill, and that's probably going to mean the payload is going to get no. Riskin is there for the Resurrection. Fight's not over yet. We'll see what happens here. There's going to be a Graviton Surge. It's hitting on 3 heroes. Can they capitalize on it? That's the key. Charge comes through, not too much damage yet, as there is going to be a Pharah over the top and more damage coming from the side of the offense. There's going to be a sound barrier coming out. Offense's HP pools are looking good, and it looks like they might have done it. Wouldn't be surprised if Team Killhorn is sounded, but no. They did have some members go ahead and respawn, but offense back underway, looking for more kills, looking for more action. Again, Blizip, oh, he's going to get in there and take out Exxon to start it off. That's not good for the defense. He's going to have a staggered spawn on the Junkrat. But Pharah doing what Pharah does. Flying overhead, doing lots of damage with those rockets. Of course, when you're good at aiming and predicting with those rockets, you can be a terrifying asset to your, for your team. Concussive Rocket going to end up knocking off just Lucio. Does almost end up knocking off Reinhardt, but doesn't quite work out there. Excuse me, guys. Apologize. Tried to mute the mic there. I tried. Almost. We are going to have Deflect coming out from Swoosh. He does have a Dragon Blade available, so this could be a point here for the side of the offense. If the Dragon Blade goes well, that's really what Dragon Blade does for the side of the team that is using it. Of course, Resurrection is available for Riskin, but he's going to end up going down to Fantasy to that Death Blossom. Meanwhile, that's 2 kills from him. Flying over the top is Exxon getting a kill onto Fantasy, but so far the kill feed is just going very, very in favor of the offense, as Exxon is the only one to answer kills. He basically has gotten 2, but he's now going to be fighting it out for his life. Mr. Poland is going to take out Hexus, and now Exxon is surrounded and isolated from his team. He's going to have to try to win a duel here, but he can't end up doing it, of course. It would have been a hard one to win regardless. Genji was getting pocketed up and he was surrounded, but It looks like that will be the point taken. Then he's going to get charged in by Mr. Poland, and so far, a decent offense coming out. Not the most one-sided of affairs, but definitely a offensively favored game so far, as Swoosh is actually going to get hooked and cleaned up by Flash Door. That's a good play by them. They're going to need those kind of kills to continue in this game. We're going to see if Malstein can go ahead and take out the soldier over here, of course, or take out Blizzip on that fairy. He's been doing a lot of damage, but of course, so is Fantasy with that Death Blossom. Getting the kill on the Mercy, that was huge. It prevented the resurrection. They got the point. Now they're into the reactor phase. Fantasy's going to take out Exxon. As I speak about that, he ends up taking out the Pharah. Not sure how that ended up happening. Normally, you don't expect Reaper to be able to take out a Pharah. The Hellfire Shotgun are pretty good against targets in the air, but not the best compared to a Roadhogs are. And we're actually going to be seeing quite a few kills come out as the Dragon Blade goes under the Rocket Barrage, and that's going to be a Rocket Barrage from the defense. Exxon needs to get something done with this, but he doesn't end up getting anything, and so far the only player left right now is going to be the Soldier, as we saw that Death Blossom, or sorry, we saw the Barrage and the Dragon Blade end up cleaning up quite a few heroes. The offense now going to stuff the spawns of the defense. As you can see, they're going to try to get in there. Benny's going to charge through and actually take out Mushishi, but better Shatter. It's not enough because they're not on the point. They don't have anyone near it, and it looks like that is going to be point, guys. That's going to be the first iteration of the offense taken care of, and we're going to go ahead and get the timer set up for you guys here. I got some new fancy stuff set up, so we'll see how it works. We'll see how the production value goes. 501 is what they're going to say. I did started exactly a few seconds late. Let's go ahead and restart mine. So there we go, guys. We'll be getting into the next iteration. As the red team, the side of Endpoint will be on the defense. Kappa going to be on the offense. Stay colors, switch sides. Same map, different story. We'll see how it breaks down. Again, it is a stopwatch for this tournament. 5 minutes and 1 second is going to be the time to beat. Kappa needs to look clean and efficient. So at the end of the day, if you're averaging about 5 to 7 minutes with a team in scrims or in practices or whatever, that's going to mean that you guys are pretty decently evenly matched. But if you go to a tournament day and it ends up being a 5 minute, 4 minute match for the offense, it's not looking good for the defensive team. In that respect, on average. Now, this is not at all in a context-specific argument. This is 100% in general. But that's basically the way to look at the times, guys, is that you basically, if you take about 2 minutes per point, that means there's about a clash per point, right? That each team takes, maybe 2 or 3, sometimes 4. The clashes can take a while to start, etc., time to push, whatever. But the point is if you average it out about 2 minutes each section being an even match, it does end up making a lot of difference. But I'm going to make sure that I get the time started correctly, guys, and we'll see if this ends up working. And it looks like it did. Some time left in the top left of the screen for Kappa as they are on the offense. And there's going to be some rockets, some spam going out, but nothing too exciting yet, as the teams are just going to be looking to get those early picks, early kills. Defense needing them to stay alive and not let the payload go through the choke point. Of course, the offense does want to get through this choke point as fast as possible. It's the job of the offense on this map. If you get stalled up in this choke point, it becomes a very, very awkward prospect to continue on in this point, as you do have to fight basically through a situation where you're constricted on both sides and you're constricted by a payload in the center. But action already underway as Fantasy is going to get the first kill of the match. He ends up taking out Hexus. That's the defensive Lucio, and he ends up missing the Shadow Step, trying to get over to that little divot over there to the left, and it looks like Malcolm is going to end up going down. He's not sure who ended up killing him. It looks like actually a self-helix rocket as he took some damage, but then ended up shooting a wall with that. Reaper looking for more shots, going to be getting a lot of damage here on the Flash Door, and already up to 47%. Not the fastest ult charge in the world, of course, but not doing so bad over for the side of their Symmetra. They're going to have a teleporter here soon, especially if he connects on one more charged orb. In fact, he probably will be running back to get in position any moment now to get that set up. Soldier going to be close to his tactical sites. There's the initiation. Exxon's going to be going over the top. We want to switch over to him, see what he's getting done here so far. Landing some direct rockets. He's actually able to take out the Soldier. If you can take out the Mercy, no Resurrection is going to get out. There's a defensive rocket barrage doing some damage right now. It looks like it ended up helping get 2 kills, but they're going to end up cleaning up the rest of the offense off the back of that. As it looks like Blizzip, Swoosh, and of course the Symmetra of Musashi are going to be able to take that out. as we have multiple heroes down. But this is how the story started for the side of the Endpoint team, as they got into a situation where they got kind of stalled up at the beginning. It took them about 2 minutes to get going, and then once they got going, it got a lot better. But we'll see if that can happen here for the side of Kappa, as they need to get a lot going. I would say spam some PogChamps, spam some Dongers, but Kappas are probably a little more appropriate. We're going to have Blizzip going over the top, looking for those rockets. Now Exxon direct duel, and wins the duel. That's huge. Now going to be able to get onto Riskin. Looks like there's going to be sights coming out, though, from the offensive soldier. That could do a lot right now, as he's very low HP. That sound barrier barely keeping him alive, but there's Fantasy. The right place at the right time. Now going to be channeling the Death Blossom. Already getting himself a double kill. Can he get more? No, Malsum is actually going to end up taking out Fantasy. And it looks like the offense may have been able to stabilize and continue out through here. It looks like Flashdoor is going to be looking for the camp on the teleporter to make it a lot harder for the defense to get restabilized here. Charge through onto the Roadhog, as there's going to be an Earthshatter off the back of that. He might be able to just take out the Roadhog off this, but no, he does end up going down. Exxon there to back up his team. And Benny going to be throwing out the Earthshatter himself as they continue to charge forward. Hook going out as we have Exxon over here channeling a Barrage, doing a fair bit of damage, taking out Lukey. Now going to be looking onto the soldier. Swoosh ends up going down to that direct rocket and looking for more. Can he find it? Can he create that stagger that his team needs to create the momentum? 2 minutes left on the clock, guys. 2 minutes left on the clock. Can they continue at this rate? Because they basically have to get each section done in 45 seconds or less, and that's giving themselves a 30-second window to mess up, and that's not what you want to be thinking about or have to worry about. That's going to be a good concussive blast knocking off, but not a good situation to end up dying in, as Swoosh ends up getting that kill. Offensive soldier not in a place to assist the Pharah. And that's going to be one hero down for this push. 5v6 is going to be the follow-up fight. Just going to be a little bit of spam for now, as the teams look for their opportunities. There's the charge. Benny on to Mr. Poland. Mr. Poland, though, counter-charging back, ends up taking out Benny. Said, no, sir. You charge me, I charge you. We'll see who wins this duel. And the second bull ends up winning it, as most of the offense is stuck here at the bottom of Church. Flashdoor taking a lot of damage here from Swoosh. He's got good aim here. Just landing some of those on the head, but that's what you want to do against Tanks as Soldier. It's easy to hit the body, so you want to start aiming for that head. Does have most of his cooldowns available. Meanwhile, speaking of cooldowns and ultimates, of course we have that tactical visor coming out from Malsium as well. Let's see what he can do with that, as they need to go in. Flashdoor is going to pop his whole hog, and there's going to be the sights coming out, double sights. The Swoosh is going to be using his own. He's in the background. He actually takes out Riskin. That's a huge kill, and now the soldier is going to end up going down, as Fantasy's going to channel the Death Barrage over the Earthshatter on top of the sights, and 3 ultimates, 6 kills, and that's a mopped up offense with 30 seconds remaining. And unfortunately, guys, when it comes down to it, well, stopwatch can be very, very hard when you are not the first offensive team and you get into a situation where you put yourself into how do I want to say this, where your defense did not get a good enough time for your offense to be able to find enough time to work. Benny is going to end up going down to Swoosh, as we do have the Fantasy taking out Exxon. It's going to be a little bit more damage going out, as Fantasy gets himself another kill. And these kills are just going left and right here for the side of Endpoint, as there's going to be a Fantasy back here against the Roadhog. Flashdoor going to end up going down in the end. He almost got the shot. Looked like he was going for the hook. There's going to be a barrage going over the top from Exxon. But again, guys, there is no time left. And that's going to be the match here. We'll go ahead and, of course, let the players play it out, as that is, oh, nope, they are going to go ahead and call GG, so fair enough. They're going to go ahead and call the GGs, guys. But that was a pretty good performance coming out of Team Endpoint. Of course, the team that they're coming up against next is going to be Other Team. Fortunately for Kappa here, tough opponent at the beginning. Definitely continue to play and practice, so that's just the truth. If you want to do this seriously, or you just want to do this for fun with your friends every weekend, whatever it is to you, it is. Definitely continue. But of course, we're going to be saying congratulations here to the side of Endpoint, as they will be moving on. Yeah, it should be stopwatch. It was stopwatch last week. Like 90% sure it's supposed to be stopwatch, so. Like 99% sure, 99.9% sure. It's, I don't like it when people question things that you're supposed to like have like already like 100% like you know, but when somebody questions it, are you sure? You're like, I don't know anymore. I'm not sure. Swoosh, of course, they are just gonna play it out. We are gonna have Swoosh take out Exxon. He did a lot this game. He's definitely going to be one of the players for me to watch into the next match against the other team. If they're going to do well against the other team, he's going to need to perform. They're going to need to perform. All of them are going to need to perform, even if it.
I've got you in my sights.
And that's just how it goes. It's a situation where the way I like to think about it is we do have actually Flash Door going to take out the Mercy there. That's going to be good if they want to win this fight for pride's sake. Flash Door going to end up taking out Mr. Poland, and it looks like they might be able to. We'll see. Fantasy going to be able to take out one. No, Benny going to be able to take out Swoosh. There's going to be a death loss. I'm not doing that much, but a rocket barrage over the back does get ended up cleaning up. And Riskin going to end up going down, and they're going to be able to push the payload onto the next point, guys. But we'll be probably going back to lobby after that, unfortunately. As I'm gonna figure out. I'm just double checking, but I'm 99% sure that it is stopwatch. I don't remember where it explicitly states it. Double checking the rules. But action gonna be breaking out under the point of we have Malseum taking out Mr. Poland. Of course, fair over the top. That's gonna be Blizzip flying over, doing a lot of damage, looking for the rocket onto Malseum. Gonna take him out. Looks like Exxon. No, he's gonna get the better of the duel there, winning that one so far. As the kill feed is just lighting nothing but blue right now. There's gonna be a rocket barrage coming out from Exxon, though. It's getting so many kills as Blizzip is gonna end up going down. And that's gonna end up being that fight, as it looks like they should be able to get it. And that's gonna be the match, guys. Of course, as stopwatch is already over. But again, they're gonna be going on to play the side of other team. I do want to figure out what's going on here. Make sure that everything is fine. But we'll go ahead and just watch this for, of course, your guys' viewers' sake. That's why I'm not ending it, is I do want you guys to have some Overwatch action to watch, and we would be just waiting for other team to be getting ready into the match anyways, and for me to take a short minute or two break to hydrate so that I don't burn out and such. So, get some more Overwatch action while we're at it. Sights are going to be available for Swoosh. It looks like they're going to go ahead and chase out the offense. A minute 23 remains for them to be able to take it, to be able to at least have the pride to say that they were able to take the point, but it looks like the defense is going to push out and clean them up pretty effectively here. That was a very effective push out, using those sights and using pretty much that's it. I guess they did use Earth Shatter from Mr. Poland as well, but still 2 ultimates to clean up most of the push coming out from the offense. That's what you want to be doing as the defense. You want to be exchanging few ultimates for large teamfight wins, so that way you have ultimates for the next push, and you cycle those ultimates basically. First fight, 2 ults, next fight, 2 ults, next fight, 2 ults, just keep doing that. Meanwhile, Fantasy, he's going to be doing his own ult in the background, getting a massive Death Blossom, cleaning up pretty much all of the offensive pushes. We do have Exxon and Malseum going to be getting a lot done here, as Malseum did have his sights available. He's already gotten a lot done. He's going to be going for the shots onto Malseum, or onto Swoosh, but Swoosh ends up taking him out with Fantasy, and then Flash Door is going to be getting himself a pair of kills. 67 HP, he's still alive, barely. Actually going to end up surviving at 3 HP. And it looks like the Mercy's going to end up healing him. 23 seconds remains for them to be able to take the point. But, oh, it's close. The defense has one opportunity to really get on here and hold the point. There's going to be rockets coming out here. Blizzip going to be using the rocket launcher. And that's going to actually be a Malseum that ends up going down, or taking out Blizzip. It's a big kill for them as the offense looks like they might be able to get onto the point here. Earth Shatter coming out. We're going to have 2 kills coming out from Malseum. Exxon going to be getting a double pair of 2 kills himself. Flash Door as well. Now there's only 1 hero left to defend, and I believe a team kill horn is going to be sounding any moment now as Blizzip is going to attempt to run out. And that is, of course, going to be game. Guys, we do run stopwatch for this tournament, so the offensive time was 5:01. And it took a much longer time here for the side of the other team, for the side of Kappa. So we will be seeing Endpoint move on, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and go out to the what do you call it? The waiting screen here, as we will be getting into the match any moment, or the next match any moment. Now I will be following this onto into other team, as we are going to be watching that match, and then after that, I'm not entirely sure, guys. We'll be kind of bracket hopping around, finding the best matches for you guys. As yeah, the rule set is competitive, but that's for the lobby settings. There's 3 lobby settings, so you have competitive, skirmish, and quick play. That's just for that. ESL, when 2 weeks ago for the first Atlantic Showdown, they didn't run hero limit and they didn't run stopwatch, and pretty much everyone was like, let's not do that. Let's do 1 hero limit stopwatch, and then ESL's Ghost to Gamer pretty much agreed with all the community and said we're gonna do one hero limit. We're gonna do stopwatch. We're gonna let 2 CPs be played. So we're not gonna do full eggplant format where there's no 2 CPs, but we are going to do one hero limit stopwatch, and that's how pretty much all ESL tournaments are run, guys. And again, that's how you should expect it to see. Again, stopwatch. It's one of the best ways for us to be able to say this team won because they attempted their offense faster, and that's a very reasonable and fair metric to gauge skill and actual victor of a match when it comes to these kind of objective type maps. But again, guys, thank you so much for your viewership. You're watching the ESL Go4 Cup at number 7 for for Overwatch. Yeah, this is it's an EU Cup. We are going to be getting into more games. Round of 64 is up next for you guys. Again, most likely it will be Endpoint versus other team. I'll be hopefully getting into that match as soon as possible, guys. But again, if you guys enjoyed the commentary that you listened to, you can follow me on Twitter at RaptorZOW. If you guys enjoy the tournaments, you should definitely follow at ESL Overwatch. And if you guys don't enjoy the tournament, you don't enjoy my casting, definitely give feedback. As, of course, the best way for the tournament and me to improve is for, of course, you guys to let us know what is going wrong, what the production, you know, if it's with the caster, of course, production value goes to me. I'm the one running the stream as well as casting, so anything you guys have, do let me know. As well as you can check down below for my YouTube. There's VODs, there's a Strat Watch series, as I do basically something kind of akin to a Day 9 daily. But that's basically about it for me, guys. I'll be kicking over some music, getting a short break, and then I'll be getting you guys into the next match immediately.